ground ball up the left side. Pass, roll in. One will score. It's in the gap. It gets by the outfielders. Jordheim goes back. Two will score. Here's the throw down to third. Not in time as Welsh.
Ivy throws it back in. We'll see if the relay comes home. It does not. It's an RBI single.
Called strike three.
Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a pleasant good Friday late afternoon from West Fargo High School. This is the EDC Volleyball Tournament on yourliveevent.com. I'm Chase Miller. It's the West Fargo Packers and the Fargo North Spartans in our first semifinal, followed by the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs and the Grand Forks Red River Rough Riders coming up for our second semifinal a little bit later on. Let's take a look at how these two teams matched up earlier in the season in a 2-point contest. It was a 7-2 win for West Fargo over Fargo North back on May the 16th in their only meeting. West Fargo 21-6 on the season, while for the Fargo North Spartans, they are currently 7-11. The Packers able to get games out in Bismarck. They played Minot High, Century. They played St. Michael, Albertville, Moorhead. So they've played a good chunk of games here for West Fargo. While for the Fargo North Spartans, again, this is just game number 12 on this season. Earlier today in a loser-out game, it was 12-3 Grand Forks Central over Valley City. In that contest, Carly Larson was able to pick up a couple runs, 2 hits, 2 runs driven in, and 2 doubles as you had Aubrey Hensrud picking up the win. Valley City finishes the season 5-7. Then also an elimination game earlier, Fargo Davies over Horace, 12-0 in 5 innings. Avery Moore, 5 innings of work, 2 hits, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. And also in that game, Mia McCoy able to get 2 hits, 2 runs, and 2 runs driven in. We'll take a quick break. When we come back after this, it's the starting lineups from West Fargo High School semifinal game number 1 of 2. The loser of this contest will have a little breakfast and softball tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. And then from that point, they will play against Grand Forks Central. The winner of this game punches their ticket to state. Then it's just a matter of if they're the 1 or 2 seed, and that'll be at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Wind still blowing out from center field here. We'll take a quick break. The starting lineups are around the corner here on yourliveevent.com.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is hiring a full-time play-by-play sports announcer and broadcast sales representative. Duties include selling advertising time for radio, digital, video streaming, and regional cable TV. Play-by-play responsibilities include live play-by-play of local sporting events for radio, video streaming, and regional cable TV broadcasts. Wage plus talent and commission pay structure with full-time benefits package offered. For more information or to apply, email apply@rjbroadcasting.com. That's apply@rjbroadcasting.com.
Johnson's Pest Control has served commercial, agricultural, lake homes, and residential clients since 1984. At Johnson's Pest Control, their experts are here to help you with pest inspections, pest prevention, rodent or insect infestations. Plus, they provide advanced pest control methods that may include record keeping and smart technology to pass health inspectors. Providing service to eastern North Dakota and western Minnesota. For more information, go online to johnsonspestcontrolllc.com.
As we come back here for the starting lineups between the Fargo North Spartans and the Fargo Davies Eagles, let's take a look at Fargo North, the visitors on the scoreboard here. As the Fargo North Spartans, they will roll like this. Olivia Kelbis, the sophomore center fielder. From there, Leah Hoffman, the sophomore left fielder. Kenley Fisher, the freshman catcher, batting third. Aubrey King batting in the cleanup spot, the sophomore shortstop. Taylor Johnston, the junior third baseman. Jada Purdy, the freshman pitcher, will be in the circle. Brooklyn Woodard, the freshman right fielder. Ansley Ness, the sophomore second baseman. And Marin Schneider, the sophomore first baseman here for the Fargo North Spartans. Fargo North under the guidance of Taylor Ludham, as they'll go like this: Calbus, Hoffman, Fisher, King, Johnston, Purdy, Woodard, Ness, and Schneider. For the West Fargo Packers, they'll roll like this here for West Fargo. Caitlin Kackman, the sophomore center fielder. Sydney Dye, the junior second baseman. Courtney Doctor batting third, the junior third baseman. And cleanup and on the mound here for West Fargo is Emma Johnson. Grace Weary, the junior first baseman. Mara Lick is the senior catcher. Kendall Krenz, the sophomore right fielder. Aubrey Finn, the junior shortstop. And Delani Oslin, the junior left fielder. So Kackman, Dye, Doctor, Johnson, Weary, Lick, Krenz, Finn, and Oslin here for the West Fargo Packers. They are under the guidance of head coach Pat Johnson here for West Fargo. It's the West Fargo Packers and the Fargo North Spartans. Winner advances to state. Loser will play in a state qualifying game coming up tomorrow. We have 2 more games today from West Fargo and 3 more games coming up here tomorrow as well. We'll take a break. When we come back, it's the first pitch around the corner next on YourLiveEvent.com.
Watch the 2023 North Dakota Shrine Bowl in conjunction with Three Borders Sports Network in your live event on Saturday, June 24th in Mayville.
Deutsch, you look to the left, and a nice little screen over on the near side. Getting away is Nelson down inside the 20, and he might score. He does. Down inside the end zone, and it's a 37-yard touchdown.
The 11-man game kicks off at 4 with the 9-man game to follow at 7. It's the Shrine Bowl with Three Borders Sports Network and YourLiveEvent.com.
Top of the first inning we go here. Fargo North, Calbus, Hoffman, and Fisher. Olivia, the all-EDC player from a season ago for Fargo North. For West Fargo, they had 3 all-EDC players in Grace Weary, Emma Johnson, and Caitlin Kackman, with Emma Johnson also being an all-state selection from a season ago, returning to the lineup here for the West Fargo Packers. As we get you set for the first pitch here, West Fargo out in their all gray uniforms with the green numerals and lettering. While for the Fargo North uniforms, all in their all blue uniforms with the gold, and Spartans with the white numerals here for Fargo North. As the wind gust is continuing to blow on our center field camera as we see it across the way, as we also have that camera and behind home plate here in West Fargo, as the wind has just gotten a little bit more throughout the day here, as here's going to be the pitch on the way. First pitch is in there for a strike at 3:58. So no balls, 1 strike on the way. Fargo North with a 5-4 win over Fargo Davies to get to the semifinals. This one in there for a strike as well at 0-2. While for the West Fargo Packers, they were able to win in 5 over West Fargo Horace 10-0. Here's the 0-2 pitch by Emma Johnson in the circle. Foul tipped into the glove of Lick. That'll retire Olivia here. 3 pitches and a strikeout and 1 down on YourLiveEvent.com. If you missed any of our coverage from earlier in the day, also check out our website at YourLiveEvent.com and subscribe on our YouTube page by searching Your Live Event. Here's the pitch by Johnson, swung on and into the glove of Lick. Now 0-1 here to Leah Hoffman. Oslin in left with Kackman in center. Krenz in right here for the West Fargo Packers. Emma Johnson, pitch number 5 here for West Fargo. And this one will be hit on the ground. Aubrey Finn is there, goes across. Able to keep her foot was Weary, and that will be out number 2. It's a good job by Aubrey Finn there at shortstop. 6-3 on the putout. Doctor is at third base. Dye at second, and Lick again behind the plate here for West Fargo. Kenley Fisher, the freshman catcher here for the Fargo North Spartans, will look to get the first hit of the game against Emma Johnson. She slashes one down the right field line, and that'll go foul. Here with how the wind is blowing, as we've seen it jet out from right center field a little bit in the last game. The first contest back in the morning with Davies and West Fargo is almost coming in more from straightaway center field. Fouled back into the backstop here, and so far Emma Johnson's thrown 7 pitches, all of them for strikes for West Fargo. Make sure you patronize all of our sponsors for allowing us to bring you high school athletics here on yourliveevent.com. Here's the 0-2 pitch by Emma Johnson. Off speed, misses out of the zone, now 1-2. West Fargo Packers were able to make it to the state tournament last season, finishing second in the EDC tournament to West Fargo Cheyenne. Here's the 1-2 offering, hit on the ground, another chance for Finn. Gloves, fires, throws across to Weary to retire the Spartans here. 3 up and 3 down in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first inning with the Packers coming to the plate here on your live event.
Job site stocked with reliable service from Prairie Supply Inc., the contractor's headquarters. Our team specializes in everything concrete. That means hand tools and equipment, rebar of all shapes and sizes, concrete forming packages and ICFs, decorative concrete materials like color, stain, sealers, and coatings. And let's not forget our impressive fleet of winter construction equipment to keep the concrete flowing all year round. If you've got concrete questions, we've got concrete answers at Prairie Supply Inc., the contractor's headquarters.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is hiring a full-time play-by-play sports announcer and broadcast sales representative. Duties include selling advertising time for radio, digital, video streaming, and regional cable TV. Play-by-play responsibilities include live play-by-play of local sporting events for radio, video streaming, and regional cable TV broadcasts. Wage plus talent and commission pay structure with full-time benefits package offered. For more information or to apply, email apply@rjbroadcasting.com. That's apply@rjbroadcasting.com.
Bottom of the first inning we go here on yourliveevent.com. It's the West Fargo Packers and the Fargo North Spartans here. As for West Fargo, they will be sending Kackman, Dye, and Doctor to the plate, batting 1, 2, 3 against Jada Purdy in the circle, with Fisher being part of the battering ram here for the Fargo North Spartans. Johnson, Weary, Lick, followed by Krenz, Finn, and Oslin again for the West Fargo Packers. Chad Mears and Del Titus, part of our umpiring crew here in this one. As we still have one more game. Went from 8 teams down to 6. West Fargo, Horace, and Valley City had their seasons come to a close. Now it's just a matter of who's going to be playing them tomorrow in qualifiers and who will punch their ticket later today here to state. Here's the offering. This one in there for a strike at 0-1 here to Caitlin Kackman, the sophomore center fielder. The 0-1 offering by Purdy. This is hit in the air, and that's a high fly ball. The right. Woodard comes on in fair territory for the out, and there's one down. 2 pitches and a fly out to Woodard in right. And now you'll bring up Sydney Dye. Hoffman in left, Galvis in center, and Woodard, as we mentioned already, in right field. We'll get to the infield after this pitch here from Jada Purdy. The offering. In there for a strike at 0-1. Johnston at third base with King at short. Ness at second. Schneider at first base here for the Fargo North Spartans. This is going to be hit on the ground and passed and through for a base knock. That went over the glove of Johnston and under the glove of King. It's a CNI single for Cindy Dye, and the West Fargo Packers get their first runner aboard here in the bottom of the first inning. As Doctor will step in now. The junior third baseman here bats from the left-hand side with a runner at first and Dye. The pitch swung on and missed. Now 0-1. Doctor chasing that pitch out of the zone. Good-looking crowd here on a Friday afternoon. Some folks have brought the lawn chairs with a little bit of a table as well. Here's the 0-1 offering. This is going to be popped up. We'll see if it stays in play. Has a chance, and that'll run all the way to the fence. Fisher and Schneider just kind of saw it there and let it go for a strike. Now 0-2. Anything that's a high fly ball is going to be interesting, whether it's in the infield or the outfield here with the wind conditions. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Hit on the ground, and that'll be foul. And we'll keep it at no balls and 2 strikes. Purdy with Fisher behind the plate here. Fargo North playing in their 12th game of the season as this one misses up. Well, for West Fargo, game number 28 of the season for the Packers. Here's the 1-2 offering on the way from Jada Purdy. That'll be strike 3 looking and the second out here of the first. Runner stays put at first base and die. Jada Purdy gets her first punch out of the late afternoon. And now it's going to be Emma Johnson, the pitcher versus pitcher here in this at-bat. Johnson swung on and missed. Now 0-1. Last season in the EDC tournament, Cheyenne took first, was Fargo as runner-up. Red River and Valley City were third and fourth, respectively. Here's the 0-1. This is going to be popped up, and a chance for the first baseman here in Schneider. Goes into foul territory to retire the side. A nice, tidy bottom of the first inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and one runner left on base. We played an inning scoreless here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Red River Electric Incorporated is a complete electric company with entrusted electricians that provide services encompassing a wide range of electric work throughout Fargo-Moorhead, Fergus Falls, and the Lakes area. The work at Red River Electric includes residential, commercial, industrial, agricultural, and design build. For more information, go online to redriverelectric.com. That's redriverelectric.com. Red River Electric Incorporated is your trusted local electrician.
Going back to the teams who made it from a season ago, with Valley City getting eliminated earlier today, we will have at least one new team still live. Cheyenne, West Fargo, and Red River. They could all potentially get there, barring on what happens. We know two of those three will for surely make it to state coming up on the north end of Fargo next Thursday through Saturday. It's the EDC softball tournament here on YourLiveEvent.com. I'm Chase Miller. If you missed any of our games earlier, again, go to our website at YourLiveEvent.com or check out our YouTube page by searching Your Live Events.
Shortstop number 5, Aubrey King.
Here's the first pitch on the way to Aubrey King, the sophomore shortstop. 4, 5, and 6 batters. That'll miss out of the zone for a ball at 1-0. King, Johnston, and Purdy here for the Fargo North Spartans as they will look to get their first runner on against Emma Johnson after a 3-up, 3-down first. That'll miss out of the zone as well. Now 2-0 against 3 batters, just 1 ball in the first inning for Emma Johnson. Now to the number 4 batter, Aubrey King, and a hitter's count. The 2-0 pitch on the way here by Emma. Lashed, and that'll be almost into the dugout at first base as Pat Johnson had to take the feet up there quickly. Now it's 2-1. EDC softball today here from West Fargo. The temperature has just continued to rise throughout the day. Feels like summer. The 2-1 in there for a strike. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Taylor Johnston again due up next. Emma Johnson in that first inning, a strikeout and a pair of groundouts. The shortstop and Finn. The 2-2. This is going to be fouled, and we'll do it all over again. West Fargo Cheyenne players sitting in front here, waiting to see how this game finishes, and then they'll go up against the Rough Riders of Red River in the 2-3 matchup. Here's the 2-2 offering. That'll be fouled, and a good at-bat here by Aubrey King. Best at-bat that we've seen against Johnson in the circle so far from a North batter. Still early in this game. 7 innings of regulation softball. I have one that has gone 5 earlier and one that went the full 7. The 2-2. Off speed out of the zone now makes the count full at 3-2. As Aubrey King will look in against Emma Johnson. Here's the 3-2 offering. Hit on the ground to the first baseman. Weary gloves it, goes to the second baseman, covering not in time. An infield single for Aubrey King. Good play on the way by Aubrey King. Weary came to cover, and that was just kind of the right place at the right time if you are for King. Well, for West Fargo, Weary gave it to die, and about a half step missed that one as Pat Johnson's going to come on and wonder if that was an out or not, asking our umpire in the infield. From his vantage point, it looked like it would have been an out, but it was not completed. And now Fargo North will have their leadoff runner on here with Taylor Johnston, the junior third baseman, digging in for the Spartans. The good news for either of these teams in this game and the next contest, if you lose, your season is not over like we saw in the first 2 games with the elimination, but if you win, you could set yourself up nicely for state coming up next week, as this one is bunted foul. All depending on what happens out west as well with some of the teams that are playing out in the WDA tournament, to see how that continues here with some elimination games earlier in the day. And they will also have their semifinals from the Queen City. Bismarck High survived in advance with a 6-4 win over Bismarck Legacy, so last year's state champ is still alive. Here's the 0-1. Going to be bunted up the third base line. Doctor comes down, goes 5-4 on the putout as Dye is able to cover. Runner does go to 60 feet, however, so you'll take it out and you'll get 60 feet on the sacrifice bunt there for Johnston.
Pitcher number 2, Jada Purdy.
King in scoring position now for the pitcher, Jada Purdy, a chance to help her own cause here for Fargo North. The pitch in the dirt, blocked nicely by Lick, now 1-0. Talking with some coaches both in A and B throughout the season, and particularly in the last week here with spring postseason upon us, the 1-0 offering. We'll miss out of the zone 2-0. They say in softball, if you have a good pitcher and a catcher, and that's where it starts. And then from there, finding speed, finding girls who have a good glove to play the infield. The 2-0. That'll miss for a ball at 3-0. But if you have a catcher to take down the running game of the opposition, that's big. And a pitcher just to throw strikes and be consistent in the zone. They might not need the fastest pitches, but just finding ways to put the bat in play, if you will, and let your defense work behind you. Here's the 3-0 pitch from Johnson. I'll be in there for a strike now, 3-1 to Purdy, who was taken the entire way. As we get into your Memorial Day weekend here on yourliveevent.com, the 3-1, that'll miss for a ball. It's now runners at first and second. Purdy will go to first base. At second again is King. And now it's Brooklyn Woodard, the freshman right fielder. And Woodard will bat from the left-hand side here. So after a 3-up, 3-down first, a 1-out single, infield single by Aubrey King, a sacrifice bunt by Johnson, and Purdy with a walk. Fargo North is threatening here in the second. The pitch, that'll miss. And all of a sudden, we've seen that particular pitch multiple times on the outer part of the plate against a left-handed batter. And Fargo North is not nibbling at it right now. Here's the 1-0 offering from Emma. Swung on. Now it's going to be 1-1. But the state softball tournament, Minot High is probably the one team you do not want to see going to the quarterfinals with how they've played this season. Unless they were to get upset, then maybe it might be better to be the 2 than the 1, if you will. The 1-1 will be in there for a strike at 1-2. But right now it's all about taking advantage of what's in front of you here for the teams that are remaining in this EDC softball tournament. The 2-1 pitch. That'll miss. And now it's going to be 3-1. 2 balls and 2 strikes here with 1 out. The pitch. Laced down the left field line, but foul. Overall, pretty nice day, all things considered, outside the wind as we take a look. Nearing 90 degrees in Fargo with those wind gusts coming through as well. Currently 88 degrees. Tomorrow going to be 86, and we'll go figure some more wind coming through the Red River Valley. Here's the 2-2 offering. This is laced, and that's going to die down in front of the left fielder, Oslin. The runner will not turn around third, and a right play there by King as she put her foot on the bag and did not leave it. It's an opposite field single here for Woodard. King at third, Purdy at second, and Woodard now aboard. And the bases are full of Spartans. As Ainsley Ness, the sophomore second baseman, digs in here for Fargo North. The infield will try to cut the runoff at home as they come in. Here's the pitch. Hit on the ground, little check, but that'll be foul now. 0-1. Batter number 8 in the lineup here for the Fargo North Spartans, and Fargo North has the first opportunity of the day here to really put a crooked number up for either club. The 0-1 offering here with Emma Johnson. Out of the zone, now 1 ball and 1 strike. Schneider due up next and back to the top of the order to Olivia Kalbis, the sophomore center fielder. Looking Coach Taylor Ludham's squad do here on a 1 ball, 1 strike count with Johnson. That'll be out of the zone up high now, 2-1. Emma Johnson threw 1 ball in the first inning of 3 batters, got ahead of all 3, and here in the first has really fallen behind a little bit to these Fargo North Spartans in the second inning. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed, now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here, bases full of Fargo North Spartans as Ness will try to put something in play and see if she can score a run. Emma Johnson looking for a strikeout. And she'll get it. Strikeout number 2 for Johnson in the circle, and out number 2 here for Fargo North. And Schneider will come up now, batter number 9, as we mentioned, here in the lineup for the Spartans. As Johnson digs back into the circle, and the pitch. This is fouled back to the netting and into the front row, and caught here by a West Fargo Cheyenne player coming up next. A snag used her right hand for the strike. We'll see if she can make that kind of web gem coming up a little bit later on for the Mustangs. The 0-1. Foul tip, now 0-2. So after a single sacrifice bunt, walk, and single, a strikeout of Ness, and now Emma Johnson 1 strike away from getting out of the situation here on the top of the second for West Fargo. Looks into Lick, the pitch, hit on the ground. This will be to the third baseman. Doctor goes 5 unassisted to retire the side. There were no runs off of 2 hits, no errors, and 3 Spartans left on base. An inning and a half complete from West Fargo. Go to the bottom of the second inning. It's West Fargo and Fargo North scoreless on your live event.
Take your softball or baseball skills to the next level with personalized instruction from the professional staff at the Ball Yard. Their mission is to provide area players, young and old, the opportunity to improve their skills in a professional level facility and to provide a high level of instruction to youth players to help them achieve their goals at the Ball Yard. Come and visit the one place in the Fargo-Moorhead area where it's always summer. For more information, go online to fmballyard.com. That's fmballyard.com.
Bottom of the second inning we go. West Fargo and Fargo North scoreless here. Weary, Lick, and Krenz due up for the West Fargo Packers out in the WDA tournament. It was the 1, the 5, the 2, and the 3 seeds all to advance to the semifinals. The 4 seed Bismarck High won earlier today over Legacy 6-4. Currently in action, it's Williston and Mandan in a loser-out game. Game's coming up a little bit later on. Minot High centering a semi, and then Jamestown against Dickinson. That'll be on Friday out in the WDA later today from the Sanford Sports Complex out in Dickinson.
Leading off the bottom of the second, the first baseman, number 2, Grace Weary.
Grace Weary due up here for West Fargo as we enter the bottom of the second inning here. The pitch on the way is fouled. And that'll be 0-1. Jada Purdy in that first inning gave out a 1-out single to Sydney Dye. Strikeout, flyout, and a pop-out in the circle for Purdy and Fargo North. This one's going to be hit on the ground. A slow little 3-hopper. That would have been a tough play regardless by King to make the backhand and throw it across the diamond and really fire across with Weary hustling up the first base line. That'll be a base knock on the way here for Grace. Second hit for Fargo, West Fargo, and now you'll have a runner on here for the Packers. Mario Lick, the senior catcher, will come on and bunt. Perfect bunt, barehanded by the pitcher. Purdy goes across the diamond for the out here as the first baseman Schneider stays put at first. That'll be 1-3 on the putout, and their sacrifice bunt does the job, moves the runner in a scoring position here with Weary. But Purdy again with the bare hand of that play. If she gloves it, that might have been an infield base knock for Lick as this one is fouled back by Kendall Krenz for the sophomore right fielder. Attacking early so far here are the West Fargo Packers. against Jada Purdy the first time through the lineup. The 0-1 offering. This is going to be hit in the air. The sophomore will go into short left field here with King, and that'll be a pop out to the shortstop and out number 2 here in the second inning.
Shortstop number 11, Aubrey Finn.
Aubrey Finn, the junior shortstop, already made a couple of nice plays defensively. Comes up here, and she's going to hit one on the ground. King is there at short, bobbles it, kicks it, and that's going to be an E6, and runners will be at the corners. So Aubrey Finn gets aboard off the air, and now you'll have Oslin coming up. The Elia, the junior left fielder. So Delia Oslin, a chance to drive in the first run. First pitch swinging now 0-1. As we mentioned, West Fargo is coming out looking for that first pitch in the zone and looking to drive it somewhere here in this wind conditions of West Fargo. The 0-1 offering on the way to Oslin. Foul back, and it'll be 0-2. So Purdy in a situation here where she's one strike away, one out away from getting out of a little bit of a jam and sending the Spartans up to the plate with their 1, 2, and 3 batters. Here's the 0-2 pitch on the way to Oslin. This is hit up in the air, and we'll keep it at 0-2. The EDC softball tournament on YourLiveEvent.com here for 2023. All 7 games from West Fargo High School. Here's the 0-2 pitch on the way with Jada Purdy. This is smashed down the left field line, but well foul. Something today with the wind, we have yet to see a home run here in West Fargo High School. In the previous 2 games, the 0-2. Out of the zone, runner's going to go. That'll be a delayed steal and taking second base. Now 1-2. That's one of those where you go a little bit late, see if the throw goes down, maybe into center field, or you don't get the runner and then bring the runner from third base and Weir to try to come home. The 1-2 pitch is smashed up in the air, but that's the King at second base to retire the side. So for the West Fargo Packers, unable to score a run. There is no runs off a hit and error and 2 runners left on base. 2 complete from West Fargo. We're scoreless on YourLiveEvent.com.
Let's get real. Get ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. The University of Minnesota Crookston offers more than 35 majors, minors, and certificates. Earn a University of Minnesota degree, where you can make a difference in a close-knit community. Faculty become friends and friends feel like family. You don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, and will get you ready for anything.
Out west in some WDA baseball scores, loser out games. Dickinson 7-5 over Williston and Minot High over Bismarck. A 3-0 out west again for the WDA. EDC baseball down in Wahpeton, down I-29. Earlier, we found out on the softball diamond that in Class B, Beulah is the number 1 seed with Renville County the 2. Kendra Richland earned the 3 seed. Hillsborough Central Valley the 4. And Mayport CG is the 5 with some of the scores and some of the brackets that have made their way through here yesterday and today for this spring tournament season. Olivia Calbus here, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. This one will be in there for a strike. Here to Olivia. First time through the lineup, 2 innings of work, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts, no walks for Emma Johnson against the Fargo North Spartans. Here's the 0-1 offering. Swung on, now 0-2. So the top of the lineup again for Fargo North as they will look to try to get the first run of the game in here in the top of the third against Emma Johnson. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Hit on the ground. That's the second baseman dive. Fields goes to Weir, 4-3 on the putout, and there's 1 down. Leah Hoffman coming up to the plate. And she rolled over and grounded out to the shortstop Finn her last time up. as Emmett Johnson has retired the last 3 batters here for the Fargo North Spartans. The sophomore left fielder, Hoffman, takes a strike. So no balls, 1 strike here with 1 out in the top of the 3rd inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And this will go right to Finn. Finn, that's short. Good throw, but the throw took the first baseman Weir off, and that's going to be an error. Tough one there, as you had Weir trying her best to keep her foot on the bag, but by the time it just sailed a little bit on the throw there, that allows Leah to get to first base here for Fargo North. Be the first error of the game for West Fargo North, with 1 error as well. No runs, 2 hits, and an error for both teams. This is going to be hit on the ground. A chance for Finn. Oh, what? They get the first. Can't finish the double play. But with the glove of Finn, flips it to Die. That's out number 2. Hoffman is retired at first base. Fisher will reach base on a fielder's choice. And now there's 2 down. We've seen some nice glove work at shortstop. Morgan Tabilius for Grand Forks Central had a couple of nice plays. And for Fargo Davies, Taryn Vettel was able to make a couple of nice plays as well earlier today in a loser-out game. Here's the pitch on the way to Aubrey King. Runner's going to go. Here's the ball. And a very busy third for the shortstop there. And Finn goes 6-3 on the putout to retire the side. No runs, no hit, and error, and 1 runner left on base. 2.5 complete from West Fargo. It's the EDC softball tournament here on YourLiveEvent.com.
On behalf of the Packer backers, welcome to West Fargo. They're excited to have you here for the EDC softball tournament. The Packer backers consist of a group of volunteers made up of parents and fans that are dedicated to support events, athletic programs, the arts, and overall community of West Fargo. Good luck to all the athletes competing in the EDC softball tournament, and especially our own West Fargo Packers. For more information, go to WFPackerbackers.com. It's a North Dakota All-Star Gathering on your live event, as we'll have coverage of the Shields Softball All-Star Series on June 5th and 6th.
And the 1-2. Hit on the ground, it's going to sneak through the middle for a base hit.
The Optimist Volleyball Series on June 12th and 13th.
This one comes Olivia Vetter, back set, blocked at the net.
Plus the Lions All-Star Basketball Series on July 10th and 11th.
Now it's with Class A. Here's Michael Nile with the windmill duck.
For more information, go to YourLiveEvent.com.
Bottom of the 3rd inning we go here on YourLiveEvent.com. Chase Miller with you from West Fargo High School, as it's the EDC softball tournament here from West Fargo. Top of the lineup for the West Fargo Packers, 2nd time through, going up against Jada Purdy. And Kackman takes outside for a ball. Purdy, 2 innings, 2 hits, a strikeout, no walks, no runs against so far. Kackman flew out to Woodard and right her last time up to open things up for the Packers. This one is fouled. Now 1-1. Die and Dr. Do up next for the Packers. A goose egg across the board for both West Fargo and Fargo North here, as we'll see who can draw first blood in this contest. Here's the 1-1 pitch upcoming to Kackman. That'll miss outside for a ball at 2-1. These two teams only played once earlier this season. It was a win for West Fargo, but they had to work through that contest a couple weeks ago to defeat the Packers. This one is fouled. Now 2-2. And going back to that game, it was an opportunity for West Fargo to earn the win. Here's the 2-2 offering on the way. Make it 3-2. In that contest, West Fargo beat Fargo North 7-2 back on May the 16th. Here's the pitch upcoming. Another foul on the way here for Kackman, doing a really nice job so far battling in the zone. As you can see from our center field cam, with the wind making its way through and the dust that's coming in from the infield at times. This one will run up and out of the zone. Kackman draws a leadoff walk here for the West Fargo Packers. First free pass for Purdy so far, and now you have Sydney Dye. Dye with a single her last time up in the 1st inning. As the Hits so far have just been 2 for West Fargo. Kackman at first. Purdy looks in. She will take a strike on the inner part of the plate now, 0-1. Contest that got underway just over a half hour ago here as we're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The pitch swung on and missed, now 0-2. So right now, no balls, 2 strikes here to Sydney Dye, the number 2 batter in the lineup for Pat Johnson and the Packers. Kackman at first. The pitch. This one will run in and hit her. An 0-2 count. Unfortunate here for Purdy, as that will hit Dye, as Sydney will have to just walk this one off here with runners at first and second now for the Packers. So a walk and then a hit by pitch, as now you have runners at first and second here, and right now they're going to check out Sydney Dye, as it kind of ran right in at the knee to make sure that Sydney looks to be all right, and it looks to be that she is. So you'll have runners at first and second now, with Courtney Doctor struck out looking her last time up in the 1st inning for the 2nd out of the 1st. Here's the pitch. This is going to be bopped up, and a chance for Fargo North, and the catcher drops it. Fisher's going to drop that one. Had a chance. It'll be a strike. So now it'll be 0-1. With that win there, it kind of kept going farther and farther from Fisher, but you weren't sure if Johnson at third was going to maybe call it off. But a chance for Fisher and maybe an extra strike here for the Packers, as they will take outside for a ball here to Courtney Doctor now at 1-1. Kackman at second, Dye at first. Here's the 1-1 pitch. This is going to be hit in the air. That's to left center field, and that's going to split the gap. Kackman on her way as she rounds. Taking a great lead was Dye. She's going to hold up there. It's an RBI double for Courtney Doctor, and the Packers lead it 1-0. Really good inside-out swing there by Doctor, and that extra strike proves costly here for the Fargo North Spartans. Kackman comes in to score. Dye had a great read on that one, and Doctor with the hit and the run driven in as Kackman scores the first run of the game. First pitch misses to Emma Johnson, now 1-0. So Doctor with the RBI single again here in the bottom of the 3rd, as this is going to be hit in the air down the right field line, and that'll be for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike upcoming here to Emma Johnson. And then Grace Weary due up next. So the free pass to start the inning with Caitlin Kackman comes in to score. Then an 0-2 hit by pitch with Sydney Dye. Can she come in and score for the Packers? This one's going to be fouled. Now 1-2 for Purdy. It's about minimizing damage right now with no outs. Would love a strikeout with Emma Johnson, and then see what you can do with Grace Weary due up next. Here's the 1-2 pitch upcoming by Purdy. It's going to be hit, and that'll be a foul ball, just missing as it went over the first base bag, but foul is into foul territory, where it was the runner's bag, where you're supposed to run with that orange bag at first. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Purdy. That'll miss out of the zone in 2-2. So you have the 5-seed of Davies, the 7-seed of Grand Forks Central still alive. 1-4 matchup here between the Packers and the Spartans, as this is going to be lined right to the first baseman. Schneider is there to make the catch and get the first out. That is allowed out number 1 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Good job by the 3rd base runner in Sydney Dye. She took about a step or 2, then really hustled back, and better job by Schneider to not really throw it. Unless you can absolutely guarantee you're going to get an out there, you don't want to force a throwing error and bring maybe 1 or 2 runs across, as this one is foul back. Now 0-1 to Grace Weary. Weary with a single her last time up. The Packers with 3 hits, a double, 2 singles so far. They have a hit in every inning against Jada Purdy. The 0-1 pitch misses for a ball, now 1-1. Tomorrow morning, coverage gets underway at 10 o'clock in the morning, then 12:30 for the other state qualifier in the EDC Championship at 3. As this one is fouled back, now 1-2. You might have a situation tomorrow at this time, 24 hours from now, you could find out who's your EDC softball champion. Here's the 1-2. That'll miss. It hit Fisher right in the glove, just a little too far outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the way to the number 9 to the number 5 batter here in the lineup for Pat Johnson. The 2-2. That's going to be foul, and we'll keep it alive at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Busy time of the year with EDC golf. You have also girls soccer, baseball, track and field going on. Here's the 2-2. Inside, that'll miss. Now 3-2. The second 3-ball count here in this inning. Caitlin Keckman drew a walk after working the count full. The 3-2 pitch. This will be hit in the air. That'll go and hook past the West Fargo dugout up the first base line for a strike. And we'll handle it at 3-2 again. Runner at third is Sydney Dye. At second, Courtney Doctor here for the Packers. And it's a good at-bat here brewing with Grace Weary. As she saw 2 pitches, took a single her first time up, and she is fouling them off here against Purdy this time around. The 3-2, fouled again. For Fargo North in the top of the 4th inning, they will send 5, 6, and 7 batters to the plate. It's just a matter of how much will they be down by, if it's 1 or more. Here with the 3-2 offering. Hit on the ground. That's going to be a bounce that gets by King. 1 run comes in. It's an RBI. Then they're going to go delayed here. Here's the throw off the glove. And 2 runs come in here for the West Fargo Packers. So the run driven in on the way for Grace Weir as she scampers down to second base on the throw. Coming in to score is both Doctor and Dye. It's now 3-0 in favor of the West Fargo Packers. As Lick steps up to the plate. And right now, the Packers have found themselves in an opportune situation here with the runner at second again. And the 1-0 count upcoming here to Mara Lick. A sacrifice bunt her last time up. Hits one on the line right to the shortstop, King, who looks back the runner. That'll be out number 2 as we go. Now to Krenz, the sophomore right fielder. Kendall popped out her last time up. And the pitch. This is lined right back up the middle. It's going to go right behind the bag. Pat Johnson says hold up here for Grace Weary. And now runners will be at the corners. So Weary goes to third. Krenz to first here. And then Aubrey Finn will be coming up. Finn reached base with the air and then able to steal to get to second. Here's the pitch. That'll miss for a ball. Now it's going to be 1-0. Batter number 8 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. West Fargo with a crooked number up so far with 3. A chance to make it 4 or more. Swung on and good rip there by Finn. Now 1-1. Aubrey's done well so far at second base here, making at shortstop here, making play after play early in this one for Pat Johnson in the infield. This is hit high in the air, but that'll be well foul. Now 1-2. A walk, a hit by pitch, and double have all come in to score here for West Fargo with the first 3 batters of the inning. Now all of a sudden you have runners at the corners here with Aubrey Finn as Purdy's trying to get out of the jam. The 1-2, that's fouled all the way back, and we'll keep it at 1-2 as well. Still to come here later tonight, about a half hour or so after the conclusion of this game. Red River at 11-4 going up against the 16-4 Cheyenne Mustangs. West Fargo has played the most games out of any team here in the East. This is game 28 for the Packers. Most teams have played around 13 to 15 games on average. Here's the 1-2. This is a high fly ball. We'll see what the wind does with this one. Calabas comes in to center, gloves it to retire the side. But the damage is done for the Packers as they get 3 runs on the board, and they lead it now 3-0 as we go to the top of the 4th inning. It's the EDC Softball Semifinals on YourLiveEvent.com.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is hiring a full-time play-by-play sports announcer and broadcast sales representative. Duties include selling advertising time for radio, digital, video streaming, and regional cable TV. Play-by-play responsibilities include live play-by-play of local sporting events for radio, video streaming, and regional cable TV broadcasts. Wage plus talent and commission pay structure with full-time benefits package offered. For more information or to apply, email apply@rjbroadcasting.com. That's apply@rjbroadcasting.com.
Bottom of the third inning for the West Fargo Packers. They nearly batted around. 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors, 2 runners left on base. Purdy now has gone 3 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, and all of them have been earned against her here for the Fargo North Spartans. Emma Johnson, 3 innings of work, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts so far with 4 runners left on base. Fargo North's best chance in the first part of the 3 innings, that second inning, they were able to get the bases loaded with 1 out and came up empty for Fargo North as they go up against Johnson here with Taylor Johnston, Jada Purdy, and Brooklyn Woodard coming up to bat. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Now it's 0-1. Winner of this game will play at 3 o'clock tomorrow in the EDC Championship here on YourLiveEvent.com. Joel Morgan will have the coverage with you here tomorrow. The 0-1 pitch. Foul, now 0-2. Loser of this contest, well, they will get a quick turnaround 10 o'clock in the morning for the game as they will play against the Grand Forks Central Knights upcoming tomorrow for a state qualifier. As Red River is making its way to the warm-up diamond, the 0-2 pitch, fouled. And for West Fargo Cheyenne, they're also getting ready to get into their warm-up routine here for the Mustangs. That game is coming up next here from West Fargo High. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch on the way to Johnston. This will get to the backstop. Now it's 1-2. Fun time of the year, particularly in college. Valley City State University made it to the NAIA National Tournament, NDSCS, to the championship of the JUCO. So some good softball brewing in and around the area. The 1-2 pitch, foul. Now we'll keep it at 1-2. And then the College World Series will be coming up in Division I softball next week after they go through regionals and the round of 16 this week. So if you're a softball fan, it's a fun time of the year. The 1-2 offering. Foul back, and good job by Taylor Johnston with a sacrifice bunt her last time up to battle right now with 2 strikes in the count. One-two pitch upcoming with Emma Johnson. Hit on the ground, but that'll go foul, and we'll keep it at 1-2. This softball field faces right down the right field line. You're heading south, and you see the Sanford Health Hospital across the way. When you look to the left field line going straight east, the pitch going to be fouled and nearly gets Pat Johnson, and actually Pat makes the catch. Pat Johnson showing you that you don't need a glove, you just need a clipboard and a hand, and you can get that softball right there. Looks to be all right. That's been 2 hit right where Pat's been at so far today. Here's the 1-2 offering upcoming from Emma. And check swing, and it did not hit her in terms of the hands. She looks to be all right, and we'll keep it at 1-2. Fargo North with a 5-4 win over Fargo Davies to get to the EDC semifinals back on Tuesday in the quarters. The 1-2. That'll miss. Now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. The West Fargo Packers able to 10-run rule West Fargo Horace 10-0 in 5 innings. That Horace team will be something to contend with in years to come. The 2-2. This will be hit on the ground to the first baseman. Weary is there, and that'll be a fair ball and an out. 3 unassisted as Jada Purdy steps up to the plate. But going back to West Fargo Horace, no seniors, juniors, or sophomores on their team. It was freshmen, 8th graders, and 7th graders playing at the varsity level. So that program will see if they're a higher seed next year in their second year of a varsity program. Now 0-1, West Fargo obviously has been the staple, the team that you have wanted to model your program after with Pat Johnson, with all the non-sanctioned and sanctioned softball titles in the state of North Dakota, as this is hit up the third baseline foul. 2019, however, is the last time West Fargo played and won in a championship. 2020 was COVID. Then the last 2 seasons in 2021 and 2022 have been all West finals. And last year, the West swept the East in the quarters. 0-2 pitch will miss for a ball at 1-2. Monmouth High, Jamestown, Dickinson, Bismarck High, some programs that have really developed into strong contenders, not just in the WDA, but in the state of North Dakota. Here's the 1-2 offering on the way with Emma Johnson, having to go down to a knee almost there with Jada Purdy, and now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's the 2-2 pitch upcoming on the way here for Johnson. Swung on and miss out of the catcher's glove lick. She'll have to go to first. Does by about a foot. And that'll retire the second batter here of the Spartans in the top of the 4th. Strikeout, and then we'll go 2-3 on the putout as Brooklyn Woodard will be stepping up. Brooklyn got a single her last time up to the left fielder Oslin, and then she was stranded there when the bases were loaded. Here's the pitch on the way from Johnson. Swung on and missed. Now it's 0-1. For the West Fargo Packers, bottom of the 4th inning, they'll be sending 9, 1, and 2 batters to the plate. Here's the 0-1 offering. That'll be out of the zone. Now it's going to be 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs here as Johnson's looking for her second 3 up, 3 down inning in the circle for the Packers. The 1-1, that'll miss. Now 2-1. West Fargo 21-6 on the season. Fargo North at 7-4. West Fargo able to get games in. They've traveled to find games this year, able to go to Bismarck and play some Moorhead, Minnesota teams as well, including the Spuds. The 2-1 offering. That'll miss. Now it's 3-1. State softball in North Dakota. Class B at the South Hill Complex in Minot. Class A at Theraldson Park on the campus of NDSU. The 3-1 offering. Hit on the ground. Johnson has a chance to field her position. Does 1-3 on the putout to retire the Spartans here. 3 up and 3 down in the top of the 4th inning. We go to the bottom of the 4th next here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Johnson's Pest Control has served commercial, agricultural, lake homes, and residential clients since 1984. At Johnson's Pest Control, their experts are here to help you with pest inspections, pest prevention, rodent or insect infestations. Plus, they provide advanced pest control methods that may include record keeping and smart technology to pass health inspectors. Providing service to eastern North Dakota and western Minnesota. For more information, go online to johnsonspestcontrolllc.com.
Bottom of the 4th inning we go. It'll be Oslin, Kackman, and Dye to go against Jada Purdy. Here is the Fargo North Spartans. No runs, 2 hits, and an error for the West Fargo Packers so far. 3 runs across on 5 hits. They've committed 1 error. North has left 4 runners on base. West Fargo currently has left 5 runners on base so far here for the Packers. Jada Purdy on for her 4th inning of work. Chad Mears calling balls and strikes while you have Del Titus in the infield. We'll also get to 2 new umpires coming up in our next contest with Randy Olson and Josh Savor coming up here for our umpiring crew. Red River and Cheyenne, the Rough Riders 11-4 in the season. Cheyenne at 16-4. That again is the next contest coming up here after this one concludes. 9-1-2 here against Purdy. The pitch, that'll run in, miss for a ball now at 1-0. Nice crowd that's filed in here to West Fargo High School, as you see, right with the grandstand here. Can barely find a seat here at West Fargo. The 1-0 pitch is fouled up the third base line. Now it's going to be 1 ball and 1 strike. Packers in those all gray uniforms with green numerals and lettering with the green high socks. Packers out in front, the 1-1. Hit on the ground. Past Pat Johnson. Now it's going to be 1-2. For the Fargo North Spartans in their all blue uniforms here today. Spartans across the front in gold with the white numerals and lettering with the gold trim. Here's the 1-2 offering on the way. That'll miss out of the zone now, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here to Oslin, the 2-2 pitch by Purdy. Hit in the air, but that'll be foul. We'll keep it at 2-2. Hoffman in left, Galbus in center, and then Woodard in right field here for the Fargo North Spartans. First to third, Schneider, Ness, King at short with Johnson at third and Fisher behind the plate. Here's the 2-2 offering. Hit on the ground and up the third baseline, foul. Good at bat here by Oslin for the junior left fielder after flying out to Calbus her last time up. The 2-2 upcoming. Hit on the ground again. And Oslin just foul after foul after foul. Wasting some pitches here with Purdy, but also at the end of the day, too, making her work. And it's a little bit different from 4 weeks ago when the temperatures are barely reaching 50. Or now we're in the upper 80s a little bit, and particularly for some of these teams to play a game tomorrow as well. A little bit different with the EDC tournament from what the WDA is out west. WDA 3 straight days as long as Mother Nature allows it. The 2-2 going to be fouled again, and we'll keep it at 2 balls and 2 strikes. They play at one location on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The East want to give the regular season a little handful of meaning and allow the top 4 seeds to host one more time at their home venue. As a 2-2 misses low, now at 3-2. And then you go to the Region 1, Region 2. It's double elimination there for softball. The 3-2 pitch, and we'll do it again. Really good at bat by the number 9-hole batter here for the West Fargo Packers. West Fargo coming off a third inning where they sent 8 batters to the plate, scored 3 runs and left 2 runners on. The 3-2 pitch from Purdy got her up in the air. This one hit down the left field line, foul, and Hoffman gave it a chase but couldn't quite get there quick enough. And the West Fargo Packer faithful right now cheering on Oslin at the plate, trying to find a way to get on base. This has been a great battle so far between her and Purdy to see who is going to win this battle. Jada, where can she go? She's thrown everything but the sink so far at Oslin. 3-2. That'll miss low, and Oslin draws a leadoff walk. Second walk in the third free pass with a hit by pitch so far. Runner at first now here for the West Fargo Packers and Caitlin Kackman. As West Fargo look to stretch out their 3-0 lead in the bottom of the 4th inning. Kackman 0 for 1 with the run scored so far here today. Kackman looks to bunt. And going through on the foul tip there to Fisher, staying put at first is going to be Oslin. It'll be 0-1 now to Kackman. No balls, 1 strike on the way here. Schneider and Johnston, we'll see how they hustle down if it is a bunt opportunity. The 0-1 pitch swung on and fouled. That'll be 0-2. Sidney Dye due up next here for the West Fargo Packers. 2009 won the very first sanctioned high school tournament in North Dakota. At that point, it wasn't A or B, it was one big class. This one will miss at 1-2. Then sanction became for Class B teams in 2012. The Packers every year from 2009 to 2017 were in the state championship in some capacity. Then in 2018 failed to win state. 2019 won state. COVID happened in 2020, and now the Packers and the East, they haven't been to a championship the last 2 years. It's been all West the last 2 seasons. The 2-2 pitch, that'll miss. Runner is going to break to second base. Oslin is in there safely. So now 3-2 upcoming as Oslin gets in a scoring position with Caitlin Kackman 0 for 1 with a run and a walk working again with her second 3-2 count against Purdy. That'll miss. Back-to-back walks, and now West Fargo, just as they did in the third, get their leadoff runners aboard.
Second baseman, number 3, Sydney Dye.
As Sydney Dye will step in now. Dye with a single and a hit by pitch with a run scored so far. And in the third inning, West Fargo had a leadoff walk with Kackman, then Dye was hit by a pitch, and Doctor with the double that went to left center field to split the gap. Packers now with a chance to break open the game a little bit here in the bottom of the fourth inning. 3-0 in favor of West Fargo in a contest that's nearing the 1 hour mark. The pitch, looking at bunt. That one's up the third base line and rolling foul. Makes it 0-1. Johnston, the third baseman, sees that one go right between her legs as she saw the spin and said, I'm going to let this one go foul for the strike here to Sydney Dye. Runner at second is Oslin. Kackman at first. The 0-1 off-rate. This is going to be hit in the air, and that's going to be over King and short. Pat Johnson, the lead runner, and Oslin waving her in, coming in to score. And now they'll throw to third, not in time. It's a RBI single on the way for Sydney Dye, and it's 4-0 West Fargo. Good base running as well for the Packers as they move up 60 feet on the throw from Hoffman. So Oslin comes in to score her first run of the game. Dye with her second hit, her first run driven in. Now stands at second, and Kackman all the way to third. Pitch on the way from Purdy. This is hit in the air. Can be a difficult play for the second baseman. Able to make the glove there was Ness. Looks back, the runner, a little delayed steal, and she's going to get in there with the sacrifice fly. So that'll work. A little delayed, if you will, where she didn't go right away. And then all of a sudden, able to put on the afterburners and make it 5-0. Coming in to score will be Kackman. That'll be her second run. Dye goes to third, and that'll be will be one out. And now there's Doctor. We'll see this out come across here, as you'll have Emma Johnson due up next here for the West Fargo Packers. So 4-0 with the RBI single from Dye. And then 5-0 here as Doctor muscled that enough to center for Ness to back and catch that one. But as she did, just a little bit delayed there with Kackman to come in and score and make it 5-0 in favor of the West Fargo Packers. This one will be in the dirt now, 1-0 with Emma Johnson. Batter number 5 here for the West Fargo Packers. Emma 0 for 2 today with a pop-out and a line-out to the first baseman in Schneider. 1-0 is foul back at 1-1, but Emma has been great in the mound, or excuse me, in the circle so far, holding the Spartans scoreless. West Fargo 3 runs in the third, 2 runs so far in the fourth. The pitch, this is going to be laced right back up the middle. It's an RBI here for Johnson, and the West Fargo Packers add on to their lead. It's now 6-0 West Fargo. So Johnson's going to get the hit and the RBI, and then we'll see a courtesy runner coming on as Dye will get the run scored. So Johnson again with the RBI here in the bottom of the fourth inning, as you'll have Rosenthal going on now to be at first base. And West Fargo still has 2 outs to work with here in the fourth inning. That one misses to Grace Weary. Weary so far 2 for 2 at the plate with a run driven in. A single in the second and a single in the third. The 1-0 pitch. This is going to be hit, and that'll be over the third baseman under the shortstop's glove. It's another single here for Grace Weary. And moving up, Rosenthal goes to second. Now you'll have Mara Lick, the senior catcher. And the West Fargo Packers look to keep the line moving here with batter number 7 here of the inning. As we look through at what Purdy was able to do in the first 2 innings, the pitch, a run in and miss, now 1-0. Gave up a 1-out single to Dye, and then a leadoff single with Grace Weary, Aubrey Finn reached base on an error. Went through 5 batters in the second, did Purdy. Here's the 1-0 pitch. This is popped up, and we'll see if this one gets into the crowd. It does, and almost takes a hop right into Mr. Ben Potter down there doing the PA announcing. Might have to get his glove out. That took a big hop off the grandstand. Here will be 1-1. As long as it goes to Ben, he doesn't have a camera in front of him. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Hit on the ground, playable for Ness. Tries to take the runner out there. Is it a double play? Yes! Oh, Ness with the double play. 4-3. She takes out the runner in Grace Weary and then able to get lick at home, at first, to retire the side on the double play. But the West Fargo Packers score 3 more runs off of 3 hits in the inning, and they leave 1 runner on. We played 4. It's 6-0 in favor of the West Fargo Packers here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Watch the 2023 North Dakota Shrine Bowl in conjunction with Three Borders Sports Network in your live event on Saturday, June 24th in Mayville.
Deutsch, you look to the left, and a nice little screen over on the near side. Getting away is Nelson down inside the 20, and he might score. He does. Down inside the end zone, and it's a 37-yard touchdown.
The 11-man game kicks off at 4 with the 9-man game to follow at 7. It's the Shrine Bowl with Three Borders Sports Network and YourLiveEvent.com.
Top of the 5th inning we go here for the Fargo North Spartans. As right now you look up, there's some work to do for Fargo North. Trailing it by 6, Ness, Schneider, and Kalbus. The 8, 9, and 1 batters due up here. Fargo North, no runs, 2 hits. There's been an error. They've left 4 runners on base. While for the West Fargo Packers, 6 runs, 8 hits, 1 error, and the Packers have left 6 runners on base. West Fargo right now looking for another tidy inning here for Emma Johnson in the circle. This one will be foul, now 0-1. And all of a sudden, you start looking at the mercy run rule as well, as we're now in the 5th inning. As an example, North scores 0, West Fargo scores 4. In the bottom of the 5th, the game would be over in 5. But again, you have to be up by 10 runs or more. The 0-1. In the dirt now, it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Doctor at third base, Finn at short with Dye at second, and Weary at first on the infield for West Fargo with Lick behind the plate. Emma Johnson, the 1-1 offering. Swung on, missed, now it's 1-2. Then from there you have Osland in left field, Kackman in center, and Krenz in right. There's the 1-2. This one is going to be hit high up the first base line, but that'll go foul. So we take a look at what happened earlier today here on YourLiveEvent.com. Fargo Davies with a win over the West Fargo Horace Hawks in the elimination contest as the 1-2 pitch up coming to Ness. Foul back. In that contest, you had Avery Moore picking up the win. 5 innings, 2 hits, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, no runs. At the plate, Mia McCoy with a couple of hits, 2 runs, and 2 RBI. This is going to be hit, and that's going to be through for a base knock here for the Fargo North Spartans as Ainsley Ness gets a base knock, the 3rd hit of the game here for Fargo North. Now it's going to be Schneider to the plate.
First baseman number 10, Maren Schneider.
Maren will look up the third base coach's box here. Gets the sign on the way from Taylor. As Emma Johnson will dig in the pitch. That's going to be foul. Now 0-1. Grand Forks Central with a 12-3 win over the Valley City Highlanders that went the distance. Central able to knock in 12 runs off of 13 hits. The 8th grader, Carly Larson, had 4 hits in the game with a couple runs scored and 2 doubles. The 0-1. And on the ground past the glove of Finn, and Fargo North, their table setters right now, 8 and 9 batters, back-to-back singles right up the middle. And the Spartans got something cooking here to start things off in the 5th inning. Ness goes to second. Schneider goes to first as Olivia Kalbus 0 for 2 today with a strikeout her last time up at the plate. North right now has 9 outs to work with as they hit one up in the air. And the second baseman die, and the right fielder allowed the second baseman die to cut into that one and make the out for the first out here of the fifth inning. And anything that's hit in the air today is going to be interesting, particularly those that are just kind of that lazy fly ball, if you will. Now it's going to be Leah Hoffman. Hoffman 0 for 2 today, reached base on an error her last time up, as Emma Johnson trying to work out of a jam here in the fifth. This one is going to be hit up the first base line, but foul. Still to come, West Fargo, Cheyenne, and Grand Forks, Red River. And 30 minutes after the conclusion of this contest here in West Fargo. Emma Johnson with the 0-1 pitch. That'll be in there for a strike now at 0-2. A strikeout on the first, a strikeout in the second, and a strikeout in the fourth inning so far for Emma Johnson. As she looks in with the 0-2 offering. Hit on the ground, Johnson trying to get the lead runner, and they do by about a half a step. A dangerous play by Emma Johnson, because if you don't get her, all of a sudden there will be bases loaded. Instead, it's an out, and Emma did a good job just staying with it after bobbling in her glove. It'll go 1-5 on the putout. As Schneider will go to second, Hoffman reaches on the fielder's choice. And now you have Kenley Fisher, who's 0 for 2 today, reached base on a fielder's choice her last time up. The pitch. Hit on the ground. Die is there. Goes 4-3 to retire the Spartans here in the fifth inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. 4.5 complete. It's the West Fargo Packers 6, the Fargo North Spartans scoreless. It's the EDC softball tournament on YourLiveEvent.com.
Keep your job site stocked with reliable service from Prairie Supply Inc., the contractor's headquarters. Our team specializes in everything concrete. That means hand tools and equipment, rebar of all shapes and sizes, concrete forming packages and ICFs, decorative concrete materials like color, stain, sealers, and coatings. And let's not forget our impressive fleet of winter construction equipment to keep the concrete flowing all year round. If you've got concrete questions, we've got concrete answers at Prairie Supply Inc., the contractor's headquarters.
Please patronize and thank our sponsors for allowing us to bring you the EDC softball tournament here on YourLiveEvent.com. Without them, we would not be able to be here in a contest right now that goes to the bottom of the fifth inning here in West Fargo. It's the bottom of the lineup for the Packers, as this one is flared back for a strike, now 0-1. Krenz, Finn, and Oslin, 7, 8, and 9 here for West Fargo, going up against Jada Purdy in the circle. Here's the 0-1 offering on the way. I'll run up, a little in. That'll be 1 ball and 1 strike. The middle of the lineup, though, for West Fargo, 2 through 4 batters have really been where the damage has been done so far. As this is going to be a tough play for Johnson. Has to come in, does a good job, fires across. Oh, the stretch at first by Schneider got her. 5-3 on a slow grounder to Johnston, who came in, gloved it, fired it to Schneider, and the stretch got her for the out. Aubrey Finn now 0 for 2 with an error. Reach base in the second, flew out her last time up. First pitch swinging, it's a high fly ball. That's to center right in front of our camera. Out in left center field for the out. 1 pitch and a fly out to center, 2 down now here in the fifth inning. As the wind is almost blowing now straight in from center field. Here's the pitch. This is going to be, oh, what a play by the catcher behind the plate here. And Fisher, and you hope that she's all right. Maybe just got the wind knocked out of her, but she came out for that one. Fargo North has made a couple of really nice plays behind Purdy, and that'll retire the side on the pop-out. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We go to the top of the 6th inning. It's West Fargo up by 6.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is hiring a full-time play-by-play sports announcer and broadcast sales representative. Duties include selling advertising time for radio, digital, video streaming, and regional cable TV. Play-by-play responsibilities include live play-by-play of local sporting events for radio, video streaming, and regional cable TV broadcasts. Wage plus talent and commission pay structure with full-time benefits package offered. For more information or to apply, email apply@rjbroadcasting.com. That's apply@rjbroadcasting.com.
Top of the 6th inning we go. West Fargo and Fargo North here on your live event. We've seen some good defensive plays. West Fargo has just strung enough hits together so far in this one as Jay DeCan makes his way into the house. It's the West Fargo Packers and the Fargo North Spartans here on yourliveevent.com. Aubrey King, Taylor Johnston, and Jada Purdy here 4, 5, and 6. Emma Johnson, 5 innings of work, 4 hits against so far. The pitch is going to be hit on the ground. Finn is there at shortstop, able to make the play to Weary, 6-3 for the out. Taylor Johnston 0 for 1 with a sacrifice bunt. Her first time up. Then it goes to Jada Purdy here. Fargo North down to their final 5 outs right now of the game. As we mentioned, last half inning, unless West Fargo is able to plate 4 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning, if Fargo North doesn't score. The pitch, this will be up the first base dugout, 0-1. Make sure once we do get to our post-game show, we'll hear from a particular winning player. Also in this contest, we'll talk with the winning player. We'll take a look at the final line score and get you set for the final game of the day here from West Fargo High. The 0-1 offering hit on the ground, backhanded there by Johnson. Fields her position nicely, 1-3 on the putout. 3 pitches, 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. As Jada Purdy digs in now here for Fargo North. The Spartans back-to-back singles in the 5th inning. Since then, it's been 5 up and 5 retired in some capacity as Leah Hoffman reached base on a fielder's choice. The most batters North sent up to the plate against Johnson. That was 6 back in the 2nd inning. Here's the 1-0 offering. Swung on and missed, 1-1. They also sent 6 batters to the plate in the 5th. Fairly clean game so far, all things considered. Just 2 errors against. 2 pitchers, and Purdy and Johnson attacking the zone in the circle. The 1-1 is fouled back. Now it's going to be 1-2. The loser of this game will go to a elimination state qualifying contest tomorrow at 10. The winner will at least be no worse than the number 2 seed going to the state tournament from the East on Thursday of this coming Thursday, 6 days from now. The 1-2 pitch, foul tipped, and we'll keep it going here at 1-2. For West Fargo, bottom of the 6th inning, they will send the top of the lineup with Caitlin Keckman to bat leadoff. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed, and Johnson gets the strikeout. That's her 4th strikeout in the circle. And a 3 up, 3 down, top of the 6th inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's West Fargo 6, Fargo North scoreless on your live event.
Red River Electric Incorporated is a complete electric company with entrusted electricians that provide services encompassing a wide range of electric work throughout Fargo-Moorhead, Fergus Falls, and the Lakes area. The work at Red River Electric includes residential, commercial, industrial, agricultural, and design build. For more information, go online to redriverelectric.com. That's redriverelectric.com. Red River Electric Incorporated is your trusted local electrician.
Take your softball or baseball skills to the next level with personalized instruction from the professional staff at the Ball Yard. Their mission is to provide area players, young and old, the opportunity to improve their skills in a professional level facility and to provide a high level of instruction to youth players to help them achieve their goals at the Ball Yard. Come and visit the one place in the Fargo-Moorhead area where it's always summer. For more information, go online to fmballyard.com. That's fmballyard.com.
Bottom of the sixth inning, we go. The West Fargo Packers and the Fargo North Spartans here on yourliveevent.com. West Fargo will look for some additional runs, up by 6 with Kackman, Dye, and Doctor. This has been where the damage has been done. So far, there's 8 hits against Purdy, and you have 7 of them in the 2 through 5, as Kackman's going to get an infield single and add to it here, as she's on base for her 3rd time here today. So 9th hit against Kackman with 2 walks, a run scored, and now add a single to her name as Sydney Dye will step up. Dye is 2 for 2 with 2 singles, a hit by pitch, a run driven in, and 2 runs scored. Swung on and missed, now 0-1. Doctor with a run driven in, a hit. Johnson with a run driven in and a hit. Grace Weary with 3 hits and a run driven in so far for the Packers. Here's the 0-1 pitch. This will be hit in the air. That's going to be a pop-up. King is there just right on the lip of the infield and the grass for the out. So runner on and 1 out on the pop-out there to retire Sydney Dye for the first time here today. Now it's Courtney Doctor. Doctor laced a double into left center field for the RBI. Also has a sacrifice fly on the way here for West Fargo. This one will be across. Now it'll be 1 ball and no strikes. After Courtney Doctor, it's Emma Johnson here. The 1-0 pitch. That'll miss. Now 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes on the way here to Courtney Doctor. The 2-0 offering from Purdy. This is going to be hit in the air. We'll see if it does. It just hits that wall of wind as Ness is able to hustle after that one before it goes foul for the out, and that's the 2nd out now here for West Fargo in the bottom of the 6th inning. Jada Purdy so far 5 2/3, 9 hits, 6 runs have come across. 3 walks and a strikeout as Pat Johnson is going to, looks like, to make a pinch hitter as Emma Johnson at the plate here. Is coming on here for West Fargo. Coming up to the plate for the Packers will be Grace Vetter, the sophomore. So Vetter will come up here for West Fargo in a pinch hitting role with 2 down now, and the runner at first again in Caitlin Kackman. Packers did all their damage in the middle innings, 3 runs in the 3rd and 3 runs in the 4th. First pitch swinging as Vetter hits one down the 3rd base line. That's in there for a base knock. Kackman rounding second on her way. It's a single on the way here for Vetter, and she will get in there to second base as well with a throw coming down to 3rd. So Kackman goes from 1st to 3rd. First pitch swinging is Vetter off the bench, wasting 0 time. The 10th hit here for the West Fargo Packers. Grace Weary is a hitting machine. 3 for 3 with 3 singles and a run driven in, as she will take that one for a ball, now 1-0. Grace, the junior first baseman, a single in the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, and what can she do here in the 6th inning with runners at 2nd and 3rd? The 1-0. This one is going to be popped up, and a chance for the second baseman. It's going to drop in there, and 1 run comes in. It's now 7-0. Another run's coming across, and they got her out at home. A run does come across, though, for the West Fargo Packers, as they now lead it 7-0, and Fargo North is down to their final 3 outs of this one. It's the EDC Softball Semifinals on your live event.
Let's get real. Get ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. The University of Minnesota Crookston offers more than 35 majors, minors, and certificates. Earn a University of Minnesota degree, where you can make a difference in a close-knit community. Faculty become friends, and friends feel like family. You don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, and will get you ready for anything.
Top of the 7th inning, the Fargo North Spartans down to their final 3 outs, and it'll be the bottom of the lineup. Brooklyn Woodard, Ainsley Ness, and Marion Schneider here coming up to the plate for Fargo North, as the Fargo North Spartans and the West Fargo Packers in the EDC semifinals here on yourliveevent.com. I'm Chase Miller from West Fargo High School. As you make sure you patronize our sponsors for allowing us to bring you the EDC softball tournament here from West Fargo High. Brooklyn, Woodard, Nest, and Schneider here. The bottom of the lineup so far today, 2 of 6 at the plate. As Emma Johnson will be looking for the complete game win here in the circle for West Fargo. That one misses for a bowl. It's now 1-0. Woodard here in this one with a base knock. 1 of 4 hits so far for Fargo North. Here's the pitch upcoming. That'll miss out of the zone now, 2-0. Bottom third of the lineup has all 3 hits. 3 of 6, from the plate so far. Woodard, Ness, and Schneider all have a single. Ness and Schneider went back-to-back in the 5th. This one, it goes right up the middle and add to it here for the bottom of the lineup for Fargo North. A leadoff single for the Spartans as Woodard now is at first base. Second hit of the game for Brooklyn. And Fargo North right now will have Ansley Ness, the sophomore second baseman, 1 of 2 at the plate here for the Spartans. Runner at first base in Woodard. We'll see what she can do at first. Johnson looks in the pitch. Here's the whip throw back down, and diving back safely is Woodard. After that pitch, it'll be now 1-0. West Fargo 7 runs on 11 hits so far. Here's the 1-0 offering on the way. Hit on the ground. This will be off of Johnson. Ricochets to the third baseman across the diamond in time. Johnson with the hockey assist on that one. 1-5-3 as that goes from Doctor to Weary, and the leadoff runner Woodard goes to second base. I just took the perfect hop right to the third baseman. And now, as Johnson is in the circle, Pat Johnson comes out, just wants to make sure she's all right, as again it hit her in the leg. Sometimes coming through, it might be the planting leg, it could be the push off the rubber, and Emma says, you know what, Pat, I'm all right. We're 2 outs away here, let's finish thing off and see what my black and blue mark looks like after the contest. And Schneider will step up 1 of 2 today with a single. Runner at second now for North is Woodard, as they will look to get off the goose egg at least here in the 7th. The pitch swung on and missed, now 0-1. Emma Johnson, 4 strikeouts, 5 hits, a walk back to Purdy in the 2nd. That's been about it here for Johnson in the circle. This one swung on and missed, now 0-2. 4 strikeouts here in this one as well for Johnson. Here's the 0-2 offering on the way from Emma. The pitch, hit on the ground. Emma Johnson will have to field her position, does, and they get the second out. Runner moves to third base, but now there's 2 down. And for the Fargo North Spartans, they will send Olivia Kelbis to the plate.
Center fielder number 3, Olivia
Kelbis 0 for 3 today with a strikeout. She will look to drive in the first run of the contest here for Fargo North. The pitch, hit on the ground, right off of Johnson's mitt. She has to hustle after this one. It's going to roll all the way to first, and that'll bring a run in here for Fargo North. So the Spartans get on the board. Runner will go to first base here. That was a difficult play with Johnson. It went right off of her glove, and as she tried to hustle after it, it just kept going farther and farther away as Olivia Calabis will be at first base. So a single with a hit coming in to score will be Woodard. First run of the game for Fargo North. There goes the shutout, but still a chance for Emma Johnson to finish things off here in the circle for the West Fargo Packers. Leah Hoffman will come up to the plate. 0 for 3, reach base twice, once on an error and once on a fielder's choice as they're looking over at first base right now. As got the shoes all tied in. It looks good to go here for the runner in Olivia Calabis. So Fargo North gets a run across. Now they'll have to keep the line moving as this will be in the dirt, missing for a ball to Leah Hoffman. Now 1-0. West Fargo's 28th game of the season. This is Fargo North's 12th. Just to show you in comparison how many more games West Fargo has played throughout the season. The 1-0 pitch hit on the ground, as that one will go to the third baseman to retire the side. 5-3 on the putout in a contest that finishes at 5-24 here in this one. The West Fargo Packers pick up the win There was a run off of 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. Emma Johnson picks up the win. 7 innings of work, 6 hits, 1 run, a walk-in, 4 strikeouts. For West Fargo, they leave 7 on base. Fargo North in this contest, they left 7 on base as well. Jada Purdy picks up the loss as she will go 7 innings of work, 10 hits, and 6 runs here in this one. As again, the final, it is a game time that goes 126. West Fargo picks up the win 7-1. We're back after this with our post-game show around the corner here on YourLiveEvent.com.
On behalf of the Packer backers, welcome to West Fargo. They're excited to have you here for the EDC softball tournament. The Packer backers consist of a group of volunteers made up of parents and fans that are dedicated to support events, athletic programs, the arts, and overall community of West Fargo. Good luck to all the athletes competing in the EDC softball tournament, and especially our own West Fargo Packers. For more information, go to WFPackerbackers.com. It's a North Dakota All-Star Gathering on your live event, as we'll have coverage of the Shields Softball All-Star Series on June 5th and 6th.
And the 1-2. Hit on the ground. It's going to sneak through the middle for a base hit.
The Optimist Volleyball Series on June 12th and 13th.
This one comes Olivia Vetter, back set, blocked at the net.
Plus the Lions All-Star Basketball Series on July 10th and 11th.
Now it's with Class A. Here's Michael Nile with the windmill duck.
For more information, go to YourLiveEvent.com.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is hiring a full-time play-by-play sports announcer and broadcast sales representative. Duties include selling advertising time for radio, digital, video streaming, and regional cable TV. Play-by-play responsibilities include live play-by-play of local sporting events for radio, video streaming, and regional cable TV broadcasts. Wage plus talent and commission pay structure with full-time benefits package offered. For more information or to apply, email apply@rjbroadcasting.com. That's apply@rjbroadcasting.com.
Johnson's Pest Control has served commercial, agricultural, lake homes, and residential clients since 1984. At Johnson's Pest Control, their experts are here to help you with pest inspections, pest prevention, rodent or insect infestations. Plus, they provide advanced pest control methods that may include record keeping and smart technology to pass health inspectors. Providing service to eastern North Dakota and western Minnesota. For more information, go online to johnsonspestcontrolllc.com.
Watch the 2023 North Dakota Shrine Bowl in conjunction with Three Borders Sports Network in your live event on Saturday, June 24th in Mayville.
Deutsch, you look to the left, and a nice little screen over on the near side. Getting away is Nelson down inside the 20, and he might score. He does. Down inside the end zone, and it's a 37-yard touchdown.
The 11-man game kicks off at 4 with the 9-man game to follow at 7. It's the Shrine Bowl with Three Borders Sports Network and YourLiveEvent.com.
Join us now as our player of the game for the West Fargo Packers. That's Emma Johnson in the circle today. Goes 7 innings, picks up the complete game win, 6 hits, a run comes in late, 4 strikeouts, and a walk as well. Emma, congratulations on getting to the EDC championship. It's always difficult, always fun. Each year brings its own, style to the plate, so to speak, and on the mound. But at the end of the day, for you in the circle, what did you see from yourself early, particularly in that second inning? North gets, the bases loaded with 1 out. What did you kind of do in the circle to get out of the jam there in the second?
Well, I just tried my best to throw as good as I could, and I knew if they did hit the ball, my teammates behind me will have my back. If they score or not, then we still are in this together.
Yeah, and mentioning your teammates, obviously Finn at shortstop had a big couple of plays there early on in the game. When you have that trust behind the plate and in the infield, whether it's, Lick behind the plate or those that work in the infield or outfield, what does that do for a pitcher, seeing, players making plays behind you?
It helps us tremendously, and we know that we don't have to do it all ourselves, and we can trust the people behind us that they'll make the plays.
And then at the top of the lineup here, and particularly at the number 5 spot, Grace Weary, 4 hits, 4 singles, 2 RBIs. What was it like seeing Grace put the ball in play and slashing those hits across the field today?
It was amazing as a team and as a single player, because I knew that she can do it, so Yeah.
And now you're heading to the EDC championship. Obviously, you're going to go to state. That's the number one thing. You got another week of Packer softball here. But what do you hope to bring tomorrow in that EDC championship, whether it's against West Fargo, Cheyenne, or Red River?
Just we have trust in each other that we can do it, and cheering and everything.
I got to ask you, so that one that came off you in the 7th inning, I saw Pat, Johnson come out there, make sure you're right. What you say, Pat? Hey, I'm good. Let's just find a way to get to the 7th and finish this thing off. What was the words between you and your coach?
I just said I was fine. It's happened before. It doesn't hurt that bad.
Doesn't hurt that bad at all. Thanks so much for your time, Emma Johnson, again with the complete game win here for the West Fargo Packers, and best of luck tomorrow in the EDC championship.
Thank you.
As West Fargo picks up their 22nd win of the season, we're back after this on our post-game show here from West Fargo. As we come back here on yourliveevent.com, again, your final in this one, the West Fargo Packers pick up the win over the Fargo North Spartans 7-1. Take a look at the final line score in this one. Calabas for Fargo North goes 1-4 with a run driven in. Leah Hoffman goes 0-4. Fisher 0-3. Aubrey King 1-3 with a single back in the second. Taylor Johnston 0-2 with a sacrifice bunt. Jada Purdy goes 0-2 with a walk. Brooklyn Woodard in this one gets a run scored 2-3 with 2 singles. As you have Ness going 1-3, and then Schneider goes 1-3 as well for Fargo North. For the West Fargo Packers, Caitlin Kackman in this one, 2 runs scored, 1-2 at the plate with a pair of walks. Sydney Dye was able to get a couple of hits and reach base 3 times with a hit by pitch. She goes 2-3 with 2 runs scored and a run driven in. Courtney Doctor with a base knock as well, 1-3 with a sacrifice fly, a double and 2 runs scored and a run scored for herself and 2 runs driven in. Emma Johnson in this one with a base knock as she was able to go 1-3, and then Vetter came up to the plate with a single as well as she was able to get a base knock here in a pinch hitting role. Grace Weary goes 4-4 with 2 runs driven in. Mara Lick hit into a double play to finish the 4th inning with a sacrifice bunt 0-2. Krenz goes 1-3. Aubrey Finn goes 0-3. Then Oslin here today 0-2 with a walk, a stolen base, and a run scored here for the West Fargo Packers. A game that goes an hour and 26 minutes old. West Fargo picks up the 7-1 win. The Packers with the win will play tomorrow in the championship. At 3 o'clock, Fargo North will play Grand Forks Central for a little breakfast and softball at 10 for our first of 3 games tomorrow and our first of 2 state qualifiers. We'll take a quick break. And coming up around the corner will be West Fargo, Cheyenne, and Grand Forks River. I'm Chase Miller. Thanks so much for tuning in. The West Fargo Packers now 22-6 on the season. Fargo North is 7-5. Coming up in about 20 minutes or so, we will get to the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs going up against the Red River Rough Riders. That is next here on yourliveevent.com.